Welcome to a VCE physics coaching video. Today we're looking at problem solving and why problem solving is important. So problem solving is the engine room of physics. That's where it all happens. It's the beginning and the end of your success and satisfaction and enjoyment of physics. So I'm just going to show you an example of my own problem solving. Okay, I'm probably a bit like you. I'd rather not share it. I'm a bit self-conscious about sharing my work, but it's the best way possible I can think of to encourage you to get stuck into some problem solving. So I've made some points, maybe about half a dozen points. So number one, do it. Just make a start. And if it helps, I'll just go to a little pointer here, like just writing chapter 1, gravity. This is from the Heinemann textbook, by the way, at year 12, unit 3-4, and put a highlighter through it, 1.1. There's something about writing 1.1 in early December that, you know, feels good, basically. You're saying, oh yeah, I'm doing this for real. Okay, now you'll notice here, I've done the worked examples, all right? I've changed the way I do that now. I don't do worked examples in the notes anymore because it's taken about 4 pages out of about 13. I tend to do the worked examples maybe on blank paper and make sure I can do them well, that I might dispose of those. Okay, so that's the first thing, the worked examples. My next point, do everything, do every problem. Like in 1.1, there is 10 problems. Oh, 10 is not such a big number. And sure, some of those are multi-part, but set an intention to do all of them. And if you, for whatever reason, can't do all of them or don't do all of them in a reasonable time, take a note, maybe keep a spreadsheet and record which ones you haven't done and why. Okay, I start at the beginning. So there's some of the worked examples there. I'll just scroll through. So there's, I'm numbering the pages, as you can see in the top right. And here we go. I've done all the worked examples up to 1.1.5, but then I'm starting question 1 now. So question 1, question 2, question 3, and so forth. So do them in order. Yeah, there can be a temptation to say, oh, I can probably do the easy ones. I'll just scroll through them. I'll just scan them. And I'll just go to the end ones, the harder ones, because I can probably do the earlier ones. It's very important that we do them in order because you'd be surprised when we will actually learn a lot from the some subtle understandings or misunderstandings we might not know we have. Okay, so that's important. Be up to somewhere. That's my next point. I said point number 4 now I'm up to. Be up to somewhere. So if someone asks, hey, how's physics going? Well, I'm up to exercise 1.1, question 3. That's where I'm up to. Rather than say, oh, good, I'm doing some problem solving here and there. And where are you up to? Well, I'm up to 1.1, question 4 right now. Okay. And I'll keep going with it. I'm hoping to get it done by lunchtime. If not, I'll finish it after lunch. So that's, yeah, so always be up to somewhere and have a cutting edge to your work rather than just a vague, blunt edge. So next one, schedule it into your calendar. So if you're going to do problem solving and you're going to do it the next day, say, put it into your calendar. Otherwise, if something comes up, you're more likely to be knocked off your work. So if it's in your calendar and someone says, oh, do you want to do this? So, well, we could, but I've got my problem solving blocked in for the first part of the day. All right, so it might be a bit hard to tell here, but this is done on loose leaf paper. Might explain why more later, but there's a significant advantages to doing work on loose leaf paper rather than perhaps a bound stapled or a spiral binder, for example. Just briefly, you can finish a whole exercise and take it out and staple it and save carrying around a whole book. And you can add pages. If you don't finish an exercise fully, you can always come back and insert pages later because using a bound book can be a bit constricting sometimes. And we just want to remove any barriers to finishing problem solving, okay? Because our willpower is limited and we just want to remove any reasons that might knock us off our work and stop us temporarily. Because a temporary stop to our work can all of a sudden, without realizing, can turn into a longer term stop. And we want to avoid that if possible. And we are by sharing these ideas in this video. the next point, maybe my second last point, assess and correct your work. So what are we up to? Question 4 here. I'll go back to question 1. I use a red pen. So do the question without looking at the answers. And then, but after you've signed off, check the answers and then pick up a red pen and augment, if you like, or if you think you read something that would be better or improve your work, add it in red pen. Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm using a separate line for numerators and denominators. I'm attempting to keep my equal signs lined up. I'm trying to write reasonably neatly. This work's about 2 years old as I write this, and I think my handwriting could be a little bit neater. Look at this one, question 4. I've made an error. I don't know if I picked it up before I checked or not, but just if you do make an error, rule a neat horizontal line through it, start again and give it a tick. Okay. That's why it's good to check after every single question, because you can just have space to do it again. So question 5. Sometimes you might have a wholesale do it again from scratch, but most times as you get better, you'll just be augmenting. You'll be augmenting and editing your own work. Okay, so again, I'm a bit embarrassed to show that I'm making errors, but this was the very first exercise after a break of about 14 years between 2007 and 2021 in teaching. I spotted an error just today that I made and I've edited. Okay, it's usually, you know, like question 9, that's where you might be finding it going a bit tough. Just stick with it. Even if you've just got to copy out, if you feel you're just copying out the worked example given, or this, I should say the answer given, well, just do that. That's okay. If you've got a level of connection and understanding, that's okay. It's better than leaving it out and leaving it blank. Okay, and there's question 10. Notice I've written, look, I've ended chapter 1.1. It's all done out of the 10. So that's important. And if there's questions you think you'd like to know a bit better, like, and say, look, I don't feel I understood why I did that as well as I'd like to. We all have that in a sense. Get some help. The first thing is ideally ask your teacher at school. I know it's only December. Well, I'll send them an email if you know who your physics teacher next year already is. Or if you want some help in a class with me or any other tutor that you enjoy working with, there's my contact details. And I'm very proud and privileged to have been assisting some of you already in your problem solving. And yeah, we can go through and power through. It's just remarkable, just getting perspective and thinking, that's how we do it quickly. And walking away from a lesson, knowing exactly how to do all of them and feeling empowered, much better about doing the next one. Say, I think I can do the next one even quicker now. And that's exercise 1.1. Before you know it, you've finished a whole chapter. Okay, so yeah, finishing problem solving is the way to go. And I hope this video has been useful to you. Again, I'm very impressed and just privileged to watch and witness you doing your own problem solving and completing. So hopefully it's giving you insight into how long the whole course might take. And what we can do, if you need to cut down the number of questions you do, I can help you form a plan of action where you don't do all the problems, for example. But the main thing is you're having a go, and congratulations. And thanks for watching another physics coaching video.